give me fire, give me double shot it out.
Welcome to Talladega, Alabama, where 42 of NASCAR's best drivers will take on the treacherous Superspeedway. The 2.66 mile long Superspeedway with the start-finish line off of the tri-oval is very unique and will provide a lot of carnage for these drivers, not to mention 10 of them are fighting for their championship lives. Matt Kenseth was the winner last week. He's on top of the point standings over Kevin Harvick by 3 points, with Junior, Jeff Gordon, and Michael Waltrip rounding out the top 5. Kurt Busch, Jimmie Johnson, Terry Labonte, Bobby Labonte, and Ryan Newman in the top 10. Your ACS drivers to watch for today: Elliott Sadler and Robert Yates Racing have a historically great plate package. Let's see if they can put that to use today. They are on the pole for today's race. Sterling Marlin looking to put that silver bullet back into victory lane. This would be a great track for Sterling to do so. And then we have the DEI competitors: Michael Waltrip, Dale Jr., John Andretti, and Jason Keller. All DEI machines, all great plate racers, and Dale Jr., not to mention, has won 4 of the last 4 Talladega races. Now for the command. Drivers, start your engines! The command has been given and the cars begin to roll off here at Talladega for 9 laps. Let's check out that starting lineup. On the pole for today's race, it's the Candyman, Elliott Sadler, to his outside, Jamie McMurray. In row 2, it's Jimmie Johnson and Sterling Marlin. Row 3, we got Big Daddy Jeff Gordon and Dale Jarrett. Row 4, it's Kenny Schrader and Casey Mears. Sitting in row 5, it's Awesome Bill from Dawsonville next to Bobby Labonte. And in row 6, we have Tony Stewart and Ryan Newman. Row 7 is Jeff Green and Texas Terry Labonte. In row 8, it's Mark Martin and Michael Waltrip. Row 9, Ricky Craven and Ward Burton. And in row 10, it's Kenny Wallace and Jeremy Mayfield. Sitting in row 11, Jason Leffler and Christian Fittipaldi. Row 12 finds Joe Nemechek next to the 01 Army machine of Mike Skinner. Row 13 is John Andretti next to Kevin Harvick. And in row 14, Jimmy Spencer and Ricky Rudd. Sitting in row 15 for today's race, Rusty Wallace next to Robbie Gordon. And in row 16, it's the point leader, Matt Kenseth, starting deep in the field to his outside, Greg Biffle. Row 17 finds Kurt Busch and Dale Earnhardt Jr. deep in the field due to some engine issues during qualifying, and Johnny Benson and Jeff Burton in row 18. Row 19 is Jason Keller, and next to him is Dave Blaney, and row 20, Kyle Petty and Johnny Sauter. Row 21, Steve Park and Todd Bodine. The lap count today, 9 laps around this big 2.66 mile racetrack. It's a sunny 78 degrees, and we're going to cue the duck for some race facts. In 2003, Dale Earnhardt Jr. just came off his 4th straight win at Talladega since 2001. He looks to continue that hot streak today at Talladega. Now we are ready to go. Green flag racing, and it is in the air, and Elliott Sadler and McMurray lead us into turn 1. McMurray gets the push from his Ganassi teammate on the outside to the race lead. Bill Elliott shoved off the track. He slides back up. Ken Schrader tries to avoid. Up into Terry Labonte and collects many others, including Ryan Newman and Michael Waltrip. Terrible damage here for some chase drivers along with some others. Ken Schrader was upside down in between turns 3 and 4. Watch as Bill Elliott gets shoved off the track by Jimmie Johnson. Schrader tries to avoid, gets loose, and up into Terry Labonte. Yeah, there it is. Jimmie Johnson just shoves Bill Elliott completely off the track. Jimmie Johnson better be thanking Bill Elliott on that one. There's Ryan Newman collecting Kenny Wallace and Jeff Green into it. Jeremy Mayfield, Christian Fittipaldi is in this one. Watch as Ken Schrader gets really loose into Jeff Green, up into Ryan Newman and Terry Labonte and Michael Waltrip. Ken Schrader responsible for taking out 3 chase drivers here at Talladega. There's Christian Fittipaldi getting the hook. Michael Waltrip as well. Terrible to see that DEI machine didn't even get a chance to show their speed today. Taken out. There's Ken Schrader And Kenny Wallace was able to get back going, but he's got some damage to that 23 Stacker 2 Dodge. There's Jeff Green, Texas Terry Labonte, winner of the first race, now involved in 2 straight crashes in back-to-back races. Ryan Newman, 3 straight crashes to open up the chase. Not good for Ryan Newman, so let's see if we can stay clean the rest of the way. I doubt it, but we'll see. Green flag is back in the air. McMurray and Marlin, still 1-2 Ganassi teammates, with the Robert Yates Racing teammates sitting in 3rd and 4th. Here comes Casey Mears, another Ganassi car trying to break into the top 5. Looks like he was able to. They're in that 41 Target Dodge. Across the trial will they go. Looks like we're starting to break out in the 3 wide, further in the pack. Rusty Wallace stuck in the sucker hole. Here comes Dale Jarrett giving Marlin a push. He dives slow in front of his teammate Elliott Sadler. 3 wide for the race lead for a brief moment, but now it's Dale Jarrett rocketing to the lead. Here comes the green machine of Bobby Labonte getting a push from his Joe Gibbs teammate, Tony Stewart. Now Bill Elliott around the outside trying to lead the charge. Here comes Mark Martin, Matt Kenseth, and Kurt Busch, the Roush Parade on the outside. Bill Elliott looks slow on Bobby Labonte. He'll take over that 2nd spot. Across the start-finish line, here comes the Roush Parade on top, as I mentioned. Mark Martin getting a surge and a push from Matt Kenseth. Elliott tries a side draft. Dale Jarrett with an easy block, stalling Mark Martin's momentum. Here comes Matt Kenseth with a run. He'll go up into 2nd place past his teammate Mark Martin. Harvick around the outside now. Kenseth goes up to get the run. Oh, he stalls that outside line. Oh, up and over goes Harvick. So does Mike Skinner around on his roof. Oh my goodness, violent crash down the backstretch. What a hit for Kevin Harvick, Jeff Burton, Bobby Labonte. Mike Skinner went up and over Jamie McMurray. Dave Blaney was involved. And the red flag is certainly out after that scary crash. NASCAR is trying to get to both Kevin Harvick, such a young talent in the sport, and Mike Skinner as well. Watch Matt Kenseth try and get the push from Harvick. He ends up stalling that line. Kenseth into the outside wall. And there's Mike Skinner getting hit by McMurray. Oh my goodness, violent. Joe Nemechek ends up getting into Mike Skinner there. Watch again. Here's Kevin Harvick. Gets stalled up. Forces him 4 wide. Bobby Labonte and Jeff Burton just know where to go. There's Johnny Benson getting into it. Johnny Sauter got a piece of it. Once again, Mike Skinner just, oh. You hate to see a car get that high on the backstretch. Just Harvick just rolls over there. He's going to end up on his roof again as he hits the inside wall. And there's Mike Skinner. Nowhere to go. Ends up hitting, I think it was either Bobby Labonte or Jeff Burton. And up into the field. There's Kevin Harvick. He is out of the car and looks to be fine. So that's good news on Kevin Harvick's part. We're still waiting on Mike Skinner. Joe Nemechek getting a push to the garage. There's definitely a chill in the air here at Talladega. You hate to see a crash like that, and especially when a driver is not immediately responsive after a crash. And that would be the 0-1 of Mike Skinner. And he was able to get out of the car, but he needed some help. So a scary crash for Mike Skinner. He is out of the car, but he does not look well. So we'll be thinking of Mike Skinner the rest of the way here at Talladega with just 3 laps remaining as the red flag has been lifted. Dale Jarrett's in the lead. Can anybody catch him? The green flag is back in the air. 3 laps to go. Let's keep it clean, boys. Mark Martin and Dale Jarrett run 1-2. Here comes Gordon pulling out of line. He's the first to do so. Making a charge and having a run with it too. Here comes Gordon. He's going to get all the way to the outside of Dale Jarrett. Jeff Gordon to the race lead. But not so fast. Mark Martin quick to push Dale Jarrett back to the lead. Now Gordon looking for anyone to help him. Here comes Ward Burton, not going to do it. He's getting a shove from guess who? It's Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the closing laps. Here comes Jr. Jarrett goes the block, ends up losing the lead to Martin. White flag is in the air. Down the backstretch, here comes Martin. Blocks Jr. to the outside wall. Crashing down the back is Mark Martin. No caution. Ward Burton gets a shove to the race lead through the tri-oval. No one's going to get him. It's Ward Burton winning the race. What a finish at Talladega. Mark Martin tries to block Dale Jr.'s run and ends up into the backstretch wall. Amazing how Ward Burton doesn't hit him there, and Tony Stewart. What an amazing wreck avoidance. You see Ward Burton getting the shove of a lifetime from the DuPont Chevrolet. Watch as Gordon goes to shove Ward to the lead. And here's just a bad block by Mark Martin. Can't really fault Dale Jr. on that one. Oh my goodness, and there goes Ward Burton to the race lead. Mark Martin goes from first to last on the track in an instance. So Ward Burton is the winner here at Talladega. How about that? You love underdog victories at Talladega, and the 22 just provided that one. Bill Davis Racing back in victory lane. Former winners of the Daytona 500, now winners at the Talladega Superspeedway. Here's the run through the trioval. Gordon tries to get a run, but Dale Jr. is actually going to pull out a line here. Gordon may have had a chance to get the Ward if he got a shove from Jr., but Dale Jr. was thinking otherwise. Now point standings, leaving Talladega. Dale Jr., that's why he wanted that points lead, thinking big picture. Not going to push Jeff Gordon to the race win. Gordon falls to second in the points. Matt Kenseth went from first to third today. Kurt Busch finds himself into the top 5. Michael Waltrip drops a couple spots to 7th. Here's your 11th through 20th in the points. Robbie Gordon is starting to catch the 20 of Tony Stewart, as you can see. Jeff Burton lost quite a few points today in that wreck. Sterling Marlin gained some with a decent top 20 finish. 21st through 31st here. Rusty Wallace falling outside the top 20, especially after today's incident and that big one. Once again, we're still thinking of Mike Skinner. We'll have more updates on Skinner. He's a tough fellow, so I wouldn't expect him to be out for the rest of the season. I would actually expect him to be at Kansas next week. And now here's your top 10. Ward Burton getting the win. Dale Jr., Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, and Kurt Busch, your chase drivers, getting a top 10. Shout out to Todd Bodine, finishing inside the top 10 as well. John Andretti gets a top 20. Kyle Petty with a top 15. And how about Steve Park as well? Matt Kenseth, a chase driver. Definitely not the worst finish out of the chase drivers. He finishes 21st. And all the others were outside the top 30. Kevin Harvick 32nd, Bobby Labonte 35th, Newman 36th, Terry Labonte 37th, and Michael Waltrip 41st today. Yikes. That's not how you're going to win a championship. Next race, we're climbing out to Kansas Speedway. Should be a good one. That track, in its 3rd year, Jeff Gordon has won back-to-back races there. We'll see how it goes. Thanks, everybody, for watching. This is JT24, JMP6, signing out.